Good day everyone, especially to Mr. Reynoso Tersende. I am Jerame Landiza and my task today is to continue the report of Miss Maria Josabel Estrada, which is all about narrative and citizenship education. First and foremost, citizenship education is the training of effective citizens by centralizing the components of social participation, social and moral responsibility. Global citizenship education aims to equip learners of all ages with those values, knowledge, and skills that are based on and instill respect for sustainability and that empower learners to be responsible global citizens. Global citizenship education also gives learners the competences and opportunity to realize their rights and obligations to promote a better world and future for all. Global citizenship education builds on many related fields such as human rights and many more. The narrative concept of citizenship attends to children's lived experiences as a starting point for citizenship education that educates children about who they are and how they live as citizens, and the goals and standards of citizenship education. The narrative concept of citizenship would be far more effective in that it allows children to see themselves in multiple dimensions of good citizenship. And if ever you are not required to travel to places for you to migrate to another country or for you to find employment abroad, in order for you to qualify, you must be a global Filipino because you are empowered as an ethical agent who have the ability in making decisions based on the notion of what is right and wrong, and being responsible and accountable for your actions are, in simple words, you as an ethical agent. In the equation, global does not necessarily mean the opposite of local, but it is an extension. The ability to think narratively and to show the sympathy for others, or to imagine oneself in the shoes of others, and the sufferings of an individual begins with the immediate community. And the local and global ethical domains only vary in external variables, but the basic human connections remain the same from society to society and from culture to culture. And this is what the fundamental insight behind the monumental document, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that articulates fundamental rights and freedoms for all. The General Assembly of the United Nations crafted the Declaration on 10th of December 1948, and the said document affirms, among others, that all humans are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood, and that everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration, and if without distinction of any kind such as the race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a document that acts like a global roadmap for freedom and equality, protecting the rights of every individual, everywhere. It was the first time that countries agreed on the freedoms and rights that deserve universal protection for every individual to live their lives freely, equally, and in dignity. The Declaration outlines 30 rights and freedoms that belongs to all of us and that nobody can take away from us. The rights that we're included continue to form the basis for international human rights law. Today, the Declaration remains a living document. It is the most translated document in the world. The 30 rights and freedoms set out in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights include the right to be free from torture, the right to freedom of expression, the right to education, and the rights in getting a job. When we say that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity, we mean that we are all the same and we all have the same rights according to every little detail in life. It means that every human being must have the same opportunity in life. Everybody has an idea of what equality means. It's the state of being equal in status, rights, or opportunities. It's about fairness, justice, and non-discrimination. It's something that we recognize as inherently good and desirable. And this declaration includes civil and political rights, such as the right to live, liberty, and privacy. It also includes economic, social, and cultural rights, such as the rights to social security, health, and adequate housing. All human rights are equally important, and all governments must treat human rights in a fair and equal manner and the same footing and with the same emphasis. All states have a duty, regardless of their political, economic, and cultural systems, to promote and protect all human rights for everyone without discrimination. So, no matter what distinction people have, there is one basic principle that underlies all the rights outlined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that every human being has the same inalienable rights. This means human rights are the same for every man, woman, and child across the world, no matter what their circumstances. There can be no distinction of any kind, including race, color, sex, sexual orientation or gender identity, language, religion, political or any other opinion, national or social origin, of fortune, of birth, or any other situation. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights also shows us that human rights are interdependent and indivisible. All of the 30 articles in the declarations are equally important. Nobody can decide that some are more important than others. Taking away one right has a negative impact on all the other rights. And lastly, global citizenship is ethical citizenship that one acquires through education and narratives. As a student, we must read the works of fictions, mythologies, epics, and novels, not just to be familiar within another culture's literary tradition, but to find illustrations of similar human condition that is shared by all members of the human community. These narratives afford the basic insights into such universal experience such as love, triumph, loss, and friendship, among others, which could help a reader see himself or herself as distinct but not isolated from others. In this manner, the narratives become the textual link between the local and the global, the past and the present, the individual and the collective. And the challenges that is particularly for the academic is to secure a place for humanistic education in its curricula so as to make students globally competitive and at the same time ethnically sensitive. And that would be the end of my report. Thank you.